It is mailbag time, ladies and gentlemen, and I am so excited to be here with each and every one of you guys. Today, we answer your questions on the latest Ravens news and Ravens rumors. Questions from the flock answered by yours truly. It's a great day. It's a great segment. Happy you guys are joining us. Make sure that you guys got me on Twitter. You can find me at Joey Petersen 8. There's going to be a link to my Twitter in the comments and description. The first 5 people to follow me on X get a follow back. So if you want to follow back and you want to get locked in on the Ravens every single day, find my Twitter, follow me. First 5. Got to do it fast. First question of the day coming in from Kyler Richards. #Ravens. Who do you think will lead the team in sacks? Personally, I have Madubuike. I think he's very underrated. I do think he's underrated. I think he took a little bit of a step back last year. I don't think it's going to be Madubuike. I just think he gets double-teamed far too often. Keep an eye out on Odafe Oweh. He was close to leading this team in sacks last season, and he's added 20 pounds in muscle over the year. He looks huge. He's adding another strength element to his game. Like, this dude's going to be special. So I like Odafe Oweh. That's my, as of today, June 3rd, or whenever this is going out, that's my call. Jameer Castro. #Ravens, which rookie is looking the best so far in OTAs? I, honestly, from the rookies, it's been kind of quiet during OTAs. I've heard a lot of really good things about Lejante Wester. I actually talked about Lejante Wester on my show on Monday. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I do go a little bit more in depth. But people just say he's really flashing on the scene. He's really, really great. I will still think it's going to be hard for him to be a consistent presence, just given the amount of good wide receivers already on this roster. But it's great to know that he's going to flash on special teams and that he's already kind of turning the heads of coaches in Baltimore Ravens OTAs. Charles is up next saying Roquan Smith needs help. Who should be by his side? Simpson, ... #Ravens. Well, Charles, I got 2 answers for you. Teddy Buchanan is the first one that comes to mind. The selection out of Cal was your 4th-round pick. I think Teddy Buchanan is going to be really special. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do that in year 1. He's really athletic. He can cover very, very well. It's kind of the opposite of Roquan Smith in that way. He's also still a pretty good tackler as well. However, I don't know. Rookies I don't necessarily want to depend on. And Trenton Simpson took a massive step back this past year, and especially towards the end of the year, he didn't play. They benched him. And so, I'm a little bit worried about him. I would not mind a signing of Kaiser White from Arizona or a signing of C.J. Mosley from the New York Jets. That would just make me feel a little bit better about that room. Kimberly Harmon comes up next saying, #Ravens, who's your most favorite player in 2025, both offense and defense? This is easy. Offense, it's Lamar. Defense, it's Kyle Hamilton. For Lamar, what else do you want me to say other than he's the best? This team goes as he does. He's going to lead this team to the promised land one day. And I'm always going to be a Lamar supporter because of that. You'll never find me hating on Lamar Jackson. I might critique him from time to time. It's my job to do so. I'm never going to be a hater. Defense, Kyle Hamilton. I think he's the best safety in the league. I think he's the most underrated defensive player in the league, especially in the backfield. You can put him anywhere. He could do anything. He's a phenomenal tackler. He's tough. He's got good ball skills. He is what every single defensive coordinator would love to have on their defense. Jason Foster coming in with a great question. #Ravens, will D-Hop be like King Henry his first year with us, from old and washed to best in the league? LOL. Great question, Jason. I don't think it's going to be as dramatic of a jump. You look at Derrick Henry last year, he almost rushed for 2,000 yards. Unbelievable. He was the best running back in football. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is going to be the best wide receiver in football. I do think he's going to be better than people think he's going to be. I think he's going to be really good. I would not be surprised if he got over 700 yards, 7 touchdowns or something like that. But I don't think he's going to be the best at his position. I don't even think he's going to be the best at his position on this team. I don't even think he's going to be the second best in his position on this team. But if he's third, I'll take that every which way from Sunday. Up next, Kiki, do you love me? Is that the This Dance Kiki? Do you love me? Yeah. Are you riding? Should the Ravens trade for Chris Olave? No, I don't think so. I'd love Chris Olave. I'll tell you this. If you get to trade deadline and for some reason this team isn't sold on Zay Flowers, which I don't think that will happen. I think Zay Flowers is going to be a Baltimore Raven for a long time. But if for some reason you're like, I don't think he's the wide receiver one in his future, then sure, go do it. But if you're sure on him, like you're sure on Bateman, I don't think you need to add Chris Olave. That's just me personally. Let me know down below, should the Ravens trade for him? Yes or no? Let me know your answer in that comment section right now. Next up from Squiddy Raven, #Ravens, would you rather get Mike Hilton or Julian Blackman? Good question. I think Julian Blackman. I don't know. Mike Hilton's intriguing as well. I just think Julian Blackman has better years ahead of him than Mike Hilton does. But if you ask that question, who would you rather add, a cornerback or a safety? I think I'd rather add a corner. I'd rather add like Asante Samuel Jr. over all of those guys. But Julian Blackman, if you had to ask me to choose between him or Mike Hilton, that's who I'm going with. Moggs is up next. #Ravens, does Katon Mitchell bounce back this year? And can we sign Nick Chubb for the low as a backup banger back? I do think Katon Mitchell bounces back. And I don't think they're going to sign Nick Chubb. I don't think they should. Let's talk Katon Mitchell, though. He looks fully healthy. He came out the other day and said that he's been running faster than he was even in the pre-draft process, like before he came to Baltimore. Like, he's at his best right now, speed-wise, health-wise. I think that's going to benefit him a ton. So excited to see him in this lineup. So excited to see him. Like, no disrespect to Justice Hill. I love Justice Hill. But he's not a threat to run the football as much when he's in the game. Katon Mitchell is, and he can be. And he's going to be great, not just for this team, but also for Derrick Henry as well. Make sure you guys are following me on social media. You got me on both platforms. Remember, first 5 Twitter followers from today's video get a follow back, so make sure you are one of them. Next up from Jack LaTerray, #Ravens, what do you think Mike Green's role is going to be as a rookie? Great question, Jack. He joins a really, really solid outside linebacker room. He's not going to be above Odafe Owe or Kyle Van Noy this year. And I think because of that, you're probably going to believe they're not going to sign Kyle Van Noy next season. Because if Mike Green performs as they want him to, and as probably they're expecting him to, I think his role is this. Maybe more of a pass rush specialist. Maybe more of a third down guy. Come in, wreak havoc. But if they want to save Kyle Van Noy's legs because he's much older and make Mike Green kind of a first down, second down edge rusher, I wouldn't be surprised about it. What I will tell you about this is you're going to notice Mike Green. I don't think I've ever been more confident about a prospect making that jump to the NFL than I am about him. He's fast. He's got great moves. He's strong. He can win in multiple different ways. He is special. The most important thing, he's a Baltimore Raven. Let's talk about Nate Wiggins now. #Ravens. This is from Kyler Richards. Will Nate Wiggins be able to be the best cornerback on the roster eventually? I think it could be it this year. Marlon Humphrey, sure, he's going to give him a run for his money, but Marlon Humphrey is just getting older. And I also look at Marlon Humphrey not necessarily as a cornerback, but as a nickelback, if that makes sense. If you're talking outside corners, I think it's Nate this year. Okay? I think Nate is going to be really, really good. I think he's going to take that jump. He's got to play a lot more snaps, but he looks like he's bulking up. He's preparing to play more football. He's got another year under his belt. He knows what it's like to be a player in the National Football League. He's going to have a lot on his plate this year, but I think he can handle it. Jameer Castro, #Ravens, with more money in cap space, is it more likely to trade for Jaylen Ramsay? I'd say it's more likely, but I still don't think it's going to happen. With all that cap space that they have, I believe they're still like only, after everything that happens with the roster, practice squad, cut downs, there's only like $5 million in effective cap space they're projecting right now, which means they've only got like $5 million to spend. So I don't think they trade for Jaylen Ramsay. Sam Brighton up next, #Ravens, who's going to be more impactful rookie, Wester or Peebles? I think it's going to be Peebles, but I think they're both going to have their own separate impacts. I just think Wester is going to be more in special teams, and Peebles is going to be on the defensive line. And I say Peebles mainly because there's not a ton of depth on that defensive line. And there is a ton of depth in that wide receiver room. And so Peoples is just going to have more opportunities. He's going to have more snaps. He's going to have more playing time. So by default, I think it's going to be Peoples. Charles is up saying, do you think Mark Andrews will have a different role after the drop and likely take the leading role? #Ravens. If he has a different role, it's not because of the drop. It's because of likely taking that leading role. And I do think you're going to see less Mark Andrews this year than he did last year. Maybe not less like playing time, but less targets, less catches, less touchdowns. I think likely finally takes that step up, and he's the tight end one by the time we're at the end of this season. I hope he is, at least. He has the ability to do so. He's just got to go out and get it. Ricky Bacon, next question. What are we doing to celebrate the Super Bowl win on the show Monday after we win? #Ravens. I might go live for the entire day. We're doing everything. It's going to be I said might, it's like saying allegedly. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun, I can tell you that. This could be the year. If Lamar Jackson is your quarterback, every year could be the year. So that's what I'll say about this season. But we're going to have a ton of fun, Ricky. Hope you're there with us when it happens. Kyle Matthiasen, the last question. Who's a guy you expect to break out in 2025 for the Ravens? Good question. Devontae Walker. That's my answer. I think Devontae Walker is going to have a hell of a season. I wouldn't be surprised if Devontae Walker ends up like third on this depth chart or third on this in the stat sheet for receiving yards. He's been really impressive during OTAs. He's got the size. He's got the speed. I know he only had one catch last year and it's for a touchdown. So, hell, even if he has 400 yards, I feel like it's a breakout for him. But I expect him to have a really good season, and I'm really, really excited to see his role in this offense and see the improvement from one year to the next. Sound off for me in the comment section. Name a player who breaks out in 2025. I just named mine. Now it is your turn to do so as well. And for the third time on today's episode, make sure you guys got me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Joey Petersen 8 on both those platforms. And make sure you guys are subscribed.